Okay, jalan
Okay, boleh.
Alright, so we are on Proton's test track driving the updated 2019 Iriz. And hey, ESC off ke?
Yes.
Okay.
For safety reason, ESC off.
Oh, okay. Okay. So making the first, well, the bank, and I'm gonna try go up there later. Right now I'm doing 80 kilometers per hour. Engine is pulling at 2000 RPMs, and I do feel it is noticeably more quiet than my Persona. Yeah, it sounds like they have added even more insulation. Okay, so right now I've hit 110 kilometers per hour, 3000 RPM. So there hasn't been any changes in the ratios, and I'm doing the hard banking, 110 kilometers per hour. All right, and you'll probably be seeing the sky up there. Okay, still good, very assuring handling. But handling was never a problem with the Iriz. The Iriz has always was always a very competent, very solid handling vehicle. So that was never an issue with the Iriz. But yeah, the improvements in refinement and quietness, that much is noticeable. Okay, I don't detect any improvements in responsiveness of the engine and transmission. Feels thereabouts the same. It's just that, you know, it's going about its business in a smoother fashion. That's about it. But still, it is an improvement nonetheless. Okay, right now there's a car in front. All right, 110, and I'm just going to wait for the car to move aside, then I can see whether I can take the bank turn at a faster speed or not. So right now I'm just exiting the bank at 130. Let's go. Car's made way for me, and I'm going to gun it. You know, one of the things that I like whenever I drive any of my Proton cars, be it my Persona or my Waja, right, when on a highway, right, when I see a sweeping bend, I don't ease off. I just gun it, and the car just grips tenaciously to the highway. This one does the same. So right now I'm approaching at 140, easing off a little. All right, 135, gunning it. All right, that's good. Okay, so I change that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So that concludes my high-speed test run. Okay, guys. So we are doing the slalom course. Abang Mat. Okay, Abang Mat's going to be driving. For some reason, we are not trusted to do the slalom, but that's fine. We'll just the purpose of this video is just to show you the well, how does the Iriz fare in the slalom. And I've seen these guys, they drive quite aggressively. ESC on, go off, ba? ESC on, and okay, so yeah, he was throwing the car about, and even with ESC on, there was a moment where the tail actually stepped out. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to point you guys more forward and go. Oh, guys, you see the Iriz there? Ooh. And okay. Oh. All right. It's a bit of oversteer. The tail stepped out a little, and but it caught it. ESC on, Ada buat ESC off tak?
Diorang tak bagi.
Oh. Tapi kau ada cukup skill kan?
Kena minta dia orang kat bawah.
Okay. Alright, guys. So to show you from the outside, these ESC runs are driven stability control on, all right, but very aggressively. Right, we were not allowed to drive the car, but I believe the purpose of this exercise really is to show how, with ESC on, all right, the Iriz, to get in conjunction with the Iriz's superior chassis handling, it gives you the opportunity to rescue yourself from an emergency situation even when it seems like it is too late. Sorry. Okay guys, so let's step inside. Okay, and show you the instrument cluster. Okay, so here we are, the instrument cluster firing up. And so see this center screen here is larger, all right, and it's of a higher quality display. And let me just toggle through the various screens, all right, by just pressing this button here. And so you get average fuel consumption, distance to empty, journey time, average speed, service indicator, illumination, trip A, trip B. There used to be a trip C, all right, so now they deleted that. And what I like about is how they reposition the temperature gauge and the fuel gauge here. So this is a more classy appearance. In my Persona, in the previous Iriz, the fuel and temperature gauges are located inside this display. Okay, we look here. This is the new head unit system, all right, that was well, brought over from the X70. Not all features, right? You can't tell this to open the windows, for example, okay, because the Iriz doesn't have a CAN bus electronic architecture. And you can see here 4G line. This car has onboard has a built-in eSIM, all right, and you can access various features, all right, and screen responsiveness is good. You can activate voice command either by pressing this button, or you go, "Hi Proton, can you take me to chicken rice?" Chicken rice. No. "Hi Proton, I like to have chicken rice." "Hi Proton, I like to listen to Michael Jackson." All right, that works. All right, not bad. "Hi Proton, I am feeling unwell. Can you take me to a doctor?" Okay, something, well, the navigation part seems a little iffy, but let's try. "Hi Proton, I like to listen to Queen." And what? "Hi Proton, play me Queen." Okay lah, not the Queen that I was thinking of, but still Dancing Queen. Okay, all right. So well, a bit iffy, but it works. And I think this is the only car, well, anywhere near this price range that even layan voice command. All right. Alright guys, so this concludes our preview of the Proton Iriz here on Proton's test track. So thus far we had a look inside the car that was featured in my earlier video. On the test track here, we managed to have a go at that, you know, bank turn. The Iriz displayed its trademark excellent high-speed stability and handling. Alright, over there we tried the a little aggressive slalom course ESC on with the engineers that showcased the chassis ability to handle itself in an emergency with ESC on. Then also we had a quick look inside the interior and ran through the newly improved instrument cluster as well as the head unit system. So prices of the Iriz have not been announced yet because this is actually not a launch, it is a preview. A launch, the official launch of this car will happen later. That is when prices will be announced, but we know that there are 5 variants. So you can have the 1.3 manual standard, the 1.3 CVT standard, there's also the 1.3 executive CVT, 1.6 executive CVT, and 1.6 premium CVT. So out here on this test track, we only got to see the 1.6 premium. Earlier in my previous video, we showed you the 1.6 premium and the 1.6 exec. We have not seen the any of the 1.3 liter variants yet, so that probably would wait for during the launch, I suppose. So thus far, early impressions. The Iriz has the qualities of the Iriz that we know of. The excellent ride and handling is preserved. Our usual complaint or two of the Iriz of its noise levels, they have addressed it. They have made the car quieter. They have dampened the CVT noise, so this car now feels more refined on the move. But they haven't made major changes to the powertrain, right? What they've done is they just smoothened out some of the rough edges to make the car more pleasant to live with. All right, new head unit, very fancy, but a bit iffy with the voice command. Still, it does get points for being the only one in the segment to offer it. And that alone is not a decision swinging factor to me. But what would swing my decision would be that you need to go for the premium spec in order to get 6 airbags. You need to go for the premium spec in order to get steering mounted controls. That to me is a bit kurang. It is good that they have stability control across the board, but 6 airbags and steering mounted 6 airbags I think should have been standard across the board perhaps. They should have made steering mounted controls available at least in the executive variant. So right now what we have here is that this car drives very well, drives nicely, but the equipment levels in the lower spec models can be better selected.